thank God that the brothers on the rise now. Endless celebrations all in my house. Levitating now, I'm super duper fly now.
What's up guys and welcome to FPL Today. I'm the man in the know, J&O, and welcome to the My Team points and performance for Game Week 23, where we go over how I did in Game Week 22 and start to consider who can stay in my side, who can go and who we might bring in for Game Week 23. So if you enjoyed this video, please do hit that like button, subscribe and hit that notification bell. All of that helps the channel out massively. And also a big thank you to the sponsors of this video, OneFootball. OneFootball is the perfect app for your iOS or Android device for you to stay up to date with everything you want to stay up to date with in football. That could be everything from the Premier League to the latest new transfers and any lower league football or international football and other country top divisions. You can just go into the app and select exactly what you want to be informed about, and I personally think it's a great app to stay up to date with football, especially when you need to be in the know as soon as things happen. So check out the top link in the description down below, give the OneFootball app a go, and I promise you, you won't regret it. So we start off with how I did in Game Week 22, and as you can see we got 59 points. That was just above the average, but it does see me drop in rank slightly to 3065th. 377th, which unfortunately for me is a drop of around 10k. We're now on 1,238 points, and it was mainly the defence and two of my strikers that brought home the bacon, apart from Kevin De Bruyne as well, bringing in 2 assists in his game, which has just happened before I recorded this video. My rank on screen currently is predicted rank by Fantasy Football Fix. Thank you to them for allowing me to use their data. And it leaves me in a situation where I'm not 100% sure what I want to do with my team moving forward. The defence got the job done. They got clean sheets. That's all I can really ask from them. Trent, Sidibe and Lundstram, of course, are all capable of attacking returns, but none of them managed it in this game week. Kevin De Bruyne, in what was an emphatic victory, 6-1 for Man City against Aston Villa, I'd have liked a bit more from him when the likes of Mahrez and Aguero got 17 and 20 points each, if memory serves me correctly. And then up front, we did get Rashford, who should have been my captaincy choice, had the vice-captaincy armband with 12 points with his 2 goals in the game against Norwich. And Jamie Vardy, unfortunately, only getting an assist in the game against Southampton, doubling his 5 points to 10. There is still some promise there from a lot of these players. And at least there wasn't any major mistakes made with my benching decisions, as Rico got 0 points, Grealish didn't get anything against Man City, and Sergio Aurier, although he was close with a really good cross to Lo Celso in that game against Liverpool, only got 2 points. So all the decisions I could make as far as benching goes were correct. As you can see, the transfer I made for this game week was Calvert-Lewin in, and there is some slight regret there, which we will get to later. But Calvert-Lewin did have a decent showing. But let's focus on the star man first of all, as we look at Marcus Rashford's data. 9.2 million in Game Week 22. He was my highest points returner with 12 points from 2 goals, one of which was a penalty. He wasn't happy when he got substituted off, which is a bit concerning, but maybe he just really wanted his hat-trick. He had 3 shots on goal, all 3 from inside the box, all on target, with 2 of them being big chances, which he scored both of. However, there was no chance creation there, which isn't ideal. Now, Marcus Rashford arguably hasn't done anything wrong for me to be considering taking him out of my side, but it's just my faith in that Man United team overall and the fact that I am looking at ways to triple up with Liverpool in Game Week 24, that Rashford could be just an unfortunate casualty despite the fact he has been performing really well. 2 more players I do want to talk about are Sergio Aurier at 5 million, who was very close to being taken out of my side for this game week and didn't really return any points. However, those chances created stats of 3 chances created with 1 resulting in a shot on target, and especially having seen that cross to Lo Celso, makes me ponder whether he is a player I should take out of my side. And then Calvert-Lewin at 5.9 million, the new boy, the transfer in. He only got 1 point, but he had 4 shots on goal, 4 from inside the box, with 3 of them being on target. However, no big chances and no big chances scored. In a different era without VAR, he may have got on the score sheet as well. No chances created for him either, but there is some hope there that Calvert-Lewin won't be a bad transfer in. So we now move on to my team for Game Week 23, and it's looking a bit hit and miss to me. Leicester at home for Nick Pope isn't ideal. I don't think Burnley are necessarily going to keep lots of clean sheets for the rest of this season. We do have Mane and Trent against Man United at home. I fancy Liverpool to take this one, but Man United are the type of side that perform better when there is space behind to counter-attack, so it will be an interesting watch. We then have Serge Aurier and Dele Alli with Watford away, Sidibe and Calvert-Lewin with West Ham away. Those are games I'm hopeful for some returns in, but their opposition do have new managers who have had a new manager bounce at the club. We then have Kevin De Bruyne with Crystal Palace at home. A bit worried now if Man City do kick on from this point of the season and try and chase for that title that I only have one Man City player. Traore against Southampton away, which I'm very iffy about whether I'm going to play him or not. Then we have Rashford with Liverpool away. Again, hit and miss if they do well or not against Liverpool. And Jamie Vardy with the captaincy armband at the moment with Burnley away, just because I have so much faith in Jamie Vardy being involved in the goals when Leicester City score. Looking at the bench, we've got Grealish as my first substitute, and this is the conundrum, or at least one of the conundrums for me in this game week. Should I play Grealish over Traore? I like both players. Traore was unlucky in my eyes not to get an assist in the game he played in Game Week 22, and Grealish, I've not seen the Man City game yet, but in other games he has looked instrumental in Aston Villa's hopes to survive in the Premier League. Lundstram with Arsenal away. Arteta is now in at Arsenal, but I still feel like Sheffield United are a very good and well-organised team and could maybe get something in this one, but it will be interesting to see if the Sheffield United side can keep out this new Mikel Arteta Arsenal. And then Rico is the third substitute with Norwich away. I just don't really have much faith, or don't think I can predict what Bournemouth are going to do in any given game week. So we now look at two players who did very well in Game Week 22, who I am considering for my sides, and this doesn't unfortunately include the Man City players, but I will get onto them in a second. We are looking at Danny Ings and Roberto Firmino, and for me, Danny Ings is a big regret of my season. There was a time when I was considering bringing Danny Ings in, and I didn't because I wasn't too sure about the fixtures, and the fixtures got easier. It'd risen in price. I thought I'd missed the boat, and I thought the form would stop. And the form, of course, as you can see, continued as he got 5 points in this game week. But to be honest, he could have had a much better game week. He could have been a serious differential in this game week. 1 goal only, but he had 9 shots on goal, 8 from inside the box with 5 on target, 3 big chances, 1 of which he scored, and also created a chance which did result in a shot on target. Danny Ings, just from the small highlights I've seen of that game, looked really good, and I'm looking forward to seeing in extended highlight how good he looked in that game as well. And then Roberto Firmino, of course, as always, pops up in my head anytime that Liverpool has some good fixtures or a double game week. Roberto Firmino seems to decide about 2 weeks before that to start performing really well and make me consider him as a different option to the likes of Salah and Mane, who could, if the game week went my way, be a big differential for me. 9 points, 1 goal from 4 shots, all from inside the box, 3 of which were on target, 1 big chance which he scored, and 4 chances created, with one of those chances being a shot on target. He just looked good in the small highlights I've seen of that game as well. I do plan on watching the longer highlights before I do my preview video, so my thoughts may change there. But if somehow Firmino had a really good double game week, and either Salah or Mane didn't do that well, potentially Firmino could be a big differential for me. It would literally be pretty much a punt to try and see me rise in rank from an area I've kind of stagnated in now around that 350,000 mark. So that is a potential move I could make. And then we go over to the Fantasy Football Fix website, where we do look at the Man City players and their performance in Game Week 22. And as you can see, 20 points from Aguero, 17 points from Mahrez, 4 goal involvements for Aguero, 3 from Mahrez, 7 shots on goal in total for Aguero, 5 from inside the box, 5 on target, 2 big chances which he scored both, and 2 attempted assists, resulting in 2 shots on target. Great performance from Aguero. He is back, and potentially he's going to be the highest transferred in player for Game Week 23, which usually means he won't do that well in Game Week 23, which is a hope for me because I don't think I'll be getting him in. Mahrez also was a differential that some people took a punt on. If Mahrez stayed in the side and I was secure in his starting berth, I would probably go with Mahrez as a differential at 8.4 million, but I'm just never sure whether he's going to keep his place in that side. De Bruyne didn't have a bad game by any means. 3 attempted assists, all resulting in shots on target, getting 2 assists and 2 goal involvements, but no shots on goal, which is very disappointing. Makes me think he may have played deeper. Again, I've not watched the game yet, And then even Gabriel Jesus, 9.5 million, turning up with some points as well, with 2 goal involvements, 5 shots on goal, 5 from inside the box, 3 on target, 2 big chances, 1 of which. All of them looks really good. Of course, there's worries with Aguero and Jesus about rotation. De Bruyne, the worry is he didn't have any shots on goal, and Mahrez, the worry is starting time. But if Man City are going to try and do anything with the rest of this season in the Premier League, they're going to have to put in some really good performances, blow some teams out of the water to make sure it's not even close for them getting the win. And if that is what they do, it may be time to figure out a way to get more Man City options into my side, which wasn't a plan of mine before Gameweek 22. And that is it for this video. So first of all, thank you to OneFootball for sponsoring this video and sponsoring the channel for this month. It's much appreciated. Their support will, of course, help me make more and more content for you guys. If you did enjoy this video, please do hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And let me know how your Game Week 22 went. Put hashtag end of Game Week 22 in the comments down below to let me know you've watched to the end. I think that could be a fun initiative we do on this channel, so I know you've watched the whole video and you want to have a discussion about your Game Week 22 performance. And with all that being said, I've been JNO, this has been FPL Today, and remember, it's all about the game.